The Rams are 2-0 after a Week 2 14-point win over the Tennessee Titans. It is Tuesday. Scratch that. It's now Wednesday because of recording mishaps here on the First and Tuna podcast, where every week we bring you an all-22 breakdown of the game. Today we're going to be focusing on Kyren Williams, the run game, answering the question, what really was going on? How come he wasn't as explosive as Blake Corum in that game? And showing some Byron Young love. He has been phenomenal through the first 2 weeks, having a career season, the sack leader for the Rams. We're going to be diving into those two pieces of film on this episode right after this sound of the game.
They'll give it to him, and he's got it, and then some. Nakua is going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Rams.
With the call on the Puka Nacua opening drive touchdown, that 45-yard fly sweep run off the left side. Hello, everybody that's new and old to the channel. I am Tuna, your host, the First and Tuna podcast, where it's all things Rams, independent journalism. Tuesdays is film day. That means we break down all 22 film. Let me say that again for you. Film day. I hope you like that. Is my voice sultry enough for you guys? Yeah. If you just want to jump ahead to the film part, I always put chapters below, looking for the timestamps. You can skip all my yapping. We already have our subjects for film. I am going to go through a quick injury report as well as some housekeeping for the channel. First and foremost, if you're new here, thank you. I appreciate you. If you keep returning, you keep coming back, thank you. I need your feedback, especially on these film videos. Keep giving me your feedback so that way I can keep making these as good as possible for all of you watching. Shout out to Action Engraving. They are a sponsor for the show. They made this wonderful sign that I love so much back here. And if you walk through the tailgates and you see those guys with the custom chains, the big Rams logos hanging around their neck, hit them on Instagram at Action Engraving. If you're liking the channel, share it. I appreciate you. But also in the description of the video down below, there's a link to my Substack. All right, injury reports. Braden Fisk tweaked his oblique pregame. He was limited in snaps. That's why we saw him kind of come out early. McVay talked about that on his podcast with JB Long yesterday. The big one, though, Hello Witherspoon heading to the IR. And really, really damn unfortunate broken clavicle. It really sucked, man. I watched that playback too. It was just a run-of-the-mill play. He comes down from the corner spot, helps in run support, puts a good hit on the guy, and you see him just kind of run off something. He felt it right away. Really unfortunate. Kelly was starting off the season really good. He's the big body corner that they need for big matchups that are coming up, man. Like AJ Brown next week, it would be really, really good to have Akello. So other guys like Forbes and Durant are really going to have to step up on the outside. Williams, Darius Williams did step in for Akello the rest of that game, played pretty damn well as well. Steve Avila, his ankle is progressing. We'll get more updates as the week goes on. Hopefully he can return for the matchup against the Eagles. Everyone else might be dealing with little tweaks here and there, bumps and bruises, but they are okay. But you know who's not hurt? Me and my feelings towards jerseys and design, because my midnight jersey came in and I want to show it off. So for those of you that have not seen it in person yet, dude, this thing is awesome. Went with Puka, you know? Little Puka Nacua action, best wide receiver in the league. It felt appropriate. For my argument that I said at the top of the episode. Let's talk about it real quick. That's my yap session for today. That and the Kyren Williams stuff. We'll start with the positives. I do think Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. Three statements are actually true about this wide receiver room for the Los Angeles Rams. One, not only is this the deepest wide receiver room, you got obviously top heavy with Puka and Devontae. Tutu Atwell, we still yet to see what he can do this year, but he's very explosive. And then the backups, Xavier Smith, Jordan Whittington, Konate Mumfield, all super capable to getting into the rotation in the run game and special teams as well. Second statement, best duo wide receiver in the league, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Even more so than Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I'm saying it. I think these guys can do more and are a lot more diverse in how you can use them in the run game than Chase and Higgins. And in my third statement, cherry on top, I'm saying Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver in the game right now. You show me a wide receiver like a Justin Jefferson who's going to high point the ball, moss guys in coverage. Puka Nacua does it on a weekly basis. Look at his highlights last year. You show me a Jamar Chase who's fast, uses leverage, gets open with sure hands. I will show you a Puka Nacua who is doing it every single week, every single drive. Last but not least, you show me a unique player like a Deebo Samuel who can turn into a running back at any given moment. Insert Puka Nacua, who quite literally scored a 45-yard rushing touchdown this game and is always a threat off the fly sweep. The second he catches the ball, he turns into a running back, and he's one of the toughest guys to bring down. He's going to be up for Offensive Player of the Year this year just based on how his year is starting out. He's on track for some phenomenal numbers. He keeps scoring every week. He is, by definition, the best wide receiver in the league right now. Argue with the wall. Second, Yap topic. We're going to be diving into it, and this will transition into the film here pretty quickly. Seen a lot of chatter after the game, people that like to box score watch and stat watch. My community, we don't do that here. Stats, PFF numbers, that stuff is meant to support what you see. It can be taken with a grain of salt. Kyren Williams has a role to play on this team. He is a certain type of player. In the offseason, I have agreed with a lot of takes that, yeah, he's not as explosive. That's not his game. Like, he'll get you a 20, maybe a 30-yard run. He's not going to break 80. That's not his game. Does that make him not elite? Borderline. He does, if someone does 8 out of 10 things great, 9 out of 10 things great, do we just overlook those 9 things and say, hey, but he can't do this one? This game was a perfect example of what I think the proper rotation is going to be moving forward for the Rams and how McVay idealizes this rushing attack. A lot of 12 personnel, a lot of run heavy, play action, using Kyren through 2, 3, 3.5 quarters to wear down a defense. 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards. That has an effect. Like, that's not just a number and a stat. There's context to that. That's, did he motion a certain way, and did it, how did McVay see the linebackers bump over on a 4-yard run? Did that 4-yard run look the same as a play action that happened later on? Like, was a 3-yard run a setup for a touchdown later on? Everything stacks, everything matters. Even a simple 3-yard run play has significant meaning in the context of a football game. So I ask you guys, try to understand how players are used. I'm going to try to make that argument with the film today from what I was seeing. Hopefully you agree too. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into some All-22. We're going to start off with the positives. I hinted we're going to be looking at some Byron Young here up on your screen. We're seeing his first sack. How this is going to work. You're going to listen. You're going to watch. You're going to comment stuff you hate and like. You're going to like it. No. First play I want to highlight because Byron Young is off to a heater. He is the sack leader for the Rams through 2 weeks. He's got 3. And he's posting up some amazing numbers, man. This is early. First quarter, 13:38 on the clock. 2nd and 15. Byron Young is on the left side of your screen here. He is going to work against a rookie tackle. That is John Ojukwu. Hopefully I'm saying that right, brother. Very simple. Like, nothing crazy happening here. You're just going to get, he's rushing to his outside shoulder. When he puts up his arm to block Byron Young, you're going to see, boop, that chop there. He gets his hand on top of his. This guy's out of position, man. But also, it's not just a chop. Like, I love watching guys' technique. As he's chopping that arm down, he's planting that foot. He's knowing, I'm going to win this rep. The second his arm's down and I plant my foot, he's going to take off like a wide receiver, and he's clear to run straight at Cam Ward. Just way too fast. Coming out of Tennessee, I think he ran like a 4.4, like a sub 4.4. People forget how fast Byron Young is. Last point on this one, it was so quick. Watch Cam Ward's drop. The second his back foot plants, like he's actually ready to throw, his drop is finished. Byron Young is already there. So 1, 2, boom. Foot's planted right there. Byron Young is already within 3 yards of Cam Ward, running free. Play's dead. Nothing he can do there. That's so good, man. The step brothers, the brothers of sackstruction, whatever we're gonna call them. Great duo, great rep by Byron Young. Byron Young there. Byron Young was also very good in the run. Here we're going to get a Tony Pollard attempted run here up the middle, bounces outside. Byron Young is at the top of your screen here. He's going to creep inside, work his block, keep a hand free, and end up making the tackle. Let's take a look. Creeps in. Here comes the handoff or motion, handoff. Byron Young gets free. Helps with the team tackle for no gain there. So that goes from 2nd and 5 to 3rd and 5. Plays like that are super important, man. What I like here, so his technique is definitely improved. From what I've seen from last year, he's done a lot of work staying strong, but also getting a little bit more flexible, which has helped him use that strength in different positions. Like this one, I feel like he actually lost this rep at first. Here he is right here. Feet are starting to slide a little bit. Lyman looks like he's underneath him, but Byron's strong and able to have quick feet, get reset underneath him, and then watch him extend off the lineman here. Boom. Byron's now in control. Look at that. He is in control right there. He's able to fill, be a presence here in this running lane. That way when Pollard comes around, he can try to disengage. And this is usually where you're going to get some holding calls too. Because as you're disengaging, guys are still holding your jersey. And he's kind of getting held right here, but he's able to reach out, stop Pollard, help for a combined tackle there. Byron's been better at making plays like that. Been really, really nice watching him work in this defense this year so far. Very next play, 3rd and 5. This is 7:23 on the clock in the first quarter. Rams are showing some blitz. You got an uneven front. Usually, at least in my interpretation. Down a little bit for you. When you're looking at everything's in halves, right? So for the Titans, the halfway point is from the center, to the left or to the right of the center. The strength for the Rams, if you break this down, the defensive line, the strength is to the right of the center. They've got Jared Verse just all by himself out here, which they're hoping to see, how the Titans going to block this. Jared Verse is such a threat one-on-one. Are they going to send a double team and risk just 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to be blocked by 3 linemen and a running back? How are they going to pick it up? In this case, Rams actually only bring 4. They don't blitz. Byron Young almost gets home. Jared Verse is able to come. It's Puna Ford's able to come back across and stop him short for bringing up 4th down. Let's look at the end zone cam here. So what ends up happening here, you're going to see Byron Young loop inside the tackle here and come free, almost getting Cam Ward. Kobe Turner does a really good job taking that tackle outside. Puna Ford's working inside. Nate Landman is showing pressure, but he's going to drop back out. Coverage. And Verse is working his edge here for contain. Oof. The lineman barely gets a piece of Byron Young there. That back for you. So if you're missing it on screen here, here's the matchup. This guard right here. Watch how he readjusts. He goes initially to help block Kobe Turner, and then just in time, he catches Byron looping inside. He's able to get a piece of him, so that way Cam Ward can evade there and land it with the cleanup tackle. So these stunts, man, be some interesting stuff. We haven't even seen the full extent of what Shula's been calling up for these boys. And just so you guys know, we are not biased here. We're not homers. We point out where fixes need to be made as well. This is 4th and 1. This is the start of the second quarter. Titans, boot action. Landman takes a bad angle. Lets Cam Ward get outside. He picks up the 1st down. There is some mistakes here. It's hard. It's 4th and 1. You're selling out for run. Jared Verse is going to crash really hard inside. That's his responsibility. He's selling the run, trying to take the guard out the play. He does that. Byron Young, though, up here, I would like to see him have a little bit more awareness when it comes to potential play actions. Play actions got the Rams in a lot of trouble this game. Those were the biggest plays, it felt like, for the Titans. on this one, obviously you saw Cam Ward's going to roll out this way, but what some people missed, this tight end is going to leak out. So when they leak out, they're sell and run. He's kind of acting like he's blocking here, and he's going to climb behind Byron Young. When you watch Byron, he is doing a good job with contain, but he doesn't see the tight end come across. And then when Cam Ward, I'll pause it when Cam Ward looks back that way. I thought he was going to throw it initially. There we go. There's a tight end. Another motion. There's the leak. I would like to see, because this is how Stafford almost got picked off. Obviously, different concept, but same idea. Byron should recognize, all right, he should see this guy's rolling this way. He's probably not a contained threat at this point. Oh, I see this tight end leaking out. I should probably now drop back to take it away. Because after I pause this, you're going to see he stops. Cam Ward's now looking that back way. If this guy gave up on the play for some reason, and he was looking over here too, so he had two options, but then stopped, and then Nate Landman just takes a bad angle. Yeah, it takes a bad angle. Cam Ward was able to juke him in time, picks it up. So things like that seem inconsequential. It's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's early. They got Jalen Hurts next, man. Who better right now is playing from the pocket and evading, breaking contain, and picking up yards that just are backbreaking for a defense. Like, not just this season so far, but last season. It's how they won a Super Bowl, man. Yeah, that stuff can happen. They need to have better awareness for some of the play action looks they're going to see next week. Next play. We're jumping to quarter two, 2:30 on the clock. Decent technique I wanted to show. And it shows Jared Verse as well, jumping in on a tackle. Unfortunately, Pollard does pick up 6 yards on this play. They got really good push on the interior from the Titans offensive line. Who's in the middle? I think that's Ty Hamilton and Larrell Murchison. So not your A team. A little bit lighter too. I think Murchison's definitely lighter than Kobe Turner. Ty Hamilton definitely lighter than Puna Ford. A little bit light in the box. Titans take advantage of it. When I look at the end zone cam though, just want to look at the edges. Get a little eye on Jared Verse as well. Yeah, they just kind of catch the Rams out of position here. Ideally, maybe to help stop this, Bates would be bumped over a little bit. Landman would be bumped over, but because of where their positioning is, how the defense is called, this is set up perfectly for them. These guys are going to block up to linebacker. Byron Young, though, does a good job helping stonewall his guy. He does another extension, like we saw earlier. Boom. Yeah, gets leverage. So now he can play either side. So if Pollard bounced out, he can do that. Or if he goes inside like he does right now, he can at least be present to at least help with the tackle. And then Jared Verse. This is why you don't block him with tight ends, despite his quiet day on the stat sheet. Stuff like this. You guys can try to block him inside, outside, release, full reverse, goes down the line. Nice tackle. Not their best play, just little things like that. But I wanted to highlight it because Jared Verse did get beat on doing that on a play action. Here is the biggest defensive play for the Rams on the day: the Byron Young strip sack, Nate Landman recovery. I got a lot to say about this play. It just set up beautifully by how the Rams are existing right now, man. The way it goes, even though Jared Verse is not on the field right now, this is a little bit after he was in the concussion protocol. Byron Young gets a sack off the right side here. What the Titans are trying to do, and even though Verse isn't on, Josiah Stewart has already logged a sack by this point in the game. He's on the left side. You got to figure out who to double. Like, you can't have one-on-ones a lot of the time in the league in general, let alone against a defense like the Rams. Are you going to double this edge? Are you going to double Kobe Durant? Or not Kobe Durant, Kobe Turner? Are you going to double Byron Young? What they opt for, start running this through because I don't remember exactly. Okay, they slide left. Yeah, they slide left on this one. They opt for, let's slide Boom, boom, boom. We're going to trust one-on-one, and we're going to trust one-on-one with some running back help. Tony Pollard chips. Byron Young coming out the gates. Byron Young, too strong. Doesn't really react to it as much. Gets back on track. Beats him there. The rookie was kind of in shock that Byron Young didn't react to that. Gets back in there. Nate Landman comes from deep in linebacker coverage for that recovery. And then right here, I hate that they cut it off, but I really thought he was going to carry that tight end in to the end zone. Man, Josiah Stewart was almost right there too. Really good play. Really good tenacity by Byron Young to get chipped, work through, and get to the quarterback with his closing speed. Closing speed and strength, man. Byron Young, don't sleep on him. He is having a phenomenal start to the year. Congrats to him. He's worked really hard. And he had a little bit of juice, man. He played in Tennessee, so going back to his college stomping grounds to be able to put on a performance like that, probably in front of his family, probably felt really good. Shout out to him. Now let's jump over to the main topic of the All-22, Kyren Williams and the rushing attack and what was really going on with that on Sunday. This is the first running play of the day for the Rams, 1st and 10. And I'm using this to just show you how stout the Rams defense or the Titans defense is. We're at 11 personnel, but they just flow well, man. There's nowhere for him to go. This play right here was a familiar look all day long. There's nothing insane about it. There's nothing, no one got beat incredibly bad. It's just there's too many guys in the box. What do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys in the box, not counting one that's by the motion out. I get it. But where's he supposed to? There's just too many guys from the block. There's no lanes anywhere. Pick up what you can. 3 yards. Stay ahead of the chains. This next run play is going to help build some context as well from what I was seeing on this film. I want you to pay attention to their defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons, right here. On this play, this ends up being a 5-yard run for Kyren. Very nice. This is 1st and 10, it's early first quarter, get some juice going. But Simmons ends up getting in on his tackle, and that is despite the combo block from Dotson and Big Rob taking him on. And then what I mean by the context, shrugs that off, gets engaged with him, and then right about here, he's going to just throw off Rob Havenstein off of him and get in on the tackle in the same motion. That's the kind of player that they're dealing with on the interior. That's why it was hard to get a lot of movement, because that's a mountain of a man. Jeffrey Simmons is no joke. We talked about him all week. He was as good as advertised. All right, this is right before the Puka Nacua touchdowns. This is 3rd and 2, 9:28 in their first quarter. And this is something that kind of should piss you off if you're a Rams fan. Tyler Higbee is going to get blown up here at the bottom, really just kind of stopping any sort of momentum for the Rams on that play. You can see a little bit better in the end zone angle here. So what we're going to get, if I remember correctly, Kyren's trying to run an off tackle here, cut it back. Unfortunately, when this guy bumps down, Higbee goes to block him. Higbee ends up on his ass, which completely just ruins the play. Motion here. So what they want, you saw Puka motion in last second here. I'm assuming kind of what they want ideally. These two are going to work up to this linebacker. These two are going to work up to this linebacker. Jackson's just going to hold off the edge here. And then Higbee is supposed to block his man, allowing Puka just to take the most dangerous. There's enough here. Kyren's supposed to leak up in here. That corner is a non-factor, or he's making a tackle 10 yards down the field. But what you get instead, he's blown up, and now Kyren can't do anything. Really unfortunate. That could have been a first down, but luckily they score the next play anyways. Yeah, Higbee, by the time he's just got the ball, he can't. There's nothing to read. So if I'm you, it's 3rd and 2. You're Kyren. Where do you go? I'm gonna go back to the sideline cam just to show you at that moment when he gets the ball, right here, right? Line of scrimmage is up here. He somehow still gets a yard. Fight forward, made the first guy miss. Yeah, it's short of the sticks, but it's 4th and 1 instead of 4th and 4, where maybe they're not calling a sweep. Maybe they're not scoring a touchdown. Plays like this matter. I don't care about how you feel about the stats, but that play in particular, they go from 3rd and 2 to 4th and 1. They decide on the very next play to run the sweep to Puka Nacua, scores a touchdown. If Kyren Williams doesn't get that 1 yard and instead loses 2, loses 3, does McVay go for it on 4th down? Or maybe they're punting and now it's 0-0 for the rest of the first quarter. Little shit like this matters, man. Kyren's ability to constantly fall forward for positive yards really sets up the Rams the rest of the game every week, and I think it goes unmentioned. All right, the very next drive, this is still first quarter, 6:39, 1st and 10 for the Rams. They're going to motion Davis Allen across. They're going to try to run off right tackle. Kyren only gets a yard, and again, we're in a situation where it's just not good blocking for the Rams. The motion almost put them in a bad spot. That and just personnel-wise, the Titans were loading the box anytime the Rams went 12 personnel. They were taking a gamble that they would stop the run and get pressure on Stafford. So you got Higbee and Davis Allen. So that's 12 personnel. 12 equals 2 tight ends. Okay, hopefully that helps you. Yeah, Davis Allen's gonna do a little quick motion and then go back a return block to help seal the edge. Higbee falls, and when this motion happens, notice where, let's go to the end zone cam actually. I can show you a little bit better. The motion puts the backers in a better position to actually stop the run. So this is before the motion. Linebacker here at this spot, linebacker here at this point, safety at this point. If they snap this as is, the blocking they want is a combo block here, and then D-Ditch would work up to this linebacker. It's a very reachable block. He's pretty vertical, he's ahead of him, pretty easy to get to his right shoulder because the play is going right. You want your body shielding the way. Set of blocks, you're going to have, it's still a little bit difficult for Dotson, but these two are going to combo, and Dotson's going to work up to this linebacker here. One-on-one, and Higbee should have his most dangerous. The motion. See that little slide? Now, where these guys are in position, they were here. They're now over a yard. That 1 yard makes a difference, man. But now for D-Ditch, rather than going here, he now has to go way the hell out here to try to reach his block. That's a problem. And now it's even a little bit more harder for Dotson to work through this guy on the way to his block. Yeah, it didn't work against this defense. It's a good defense for this play. Hands to the face, clearly missed. Yeah, just all jammed up there. Another situation of where, like, I would have liked to see Kyren just make a decision there. For being honest, run the play. He should just be running off track there, maybe for a few yards. I think he was looking for the cutback, but nothing was there in general at all. That's more on scheme than it is blocking. Jumping ahead to the second quarter, because my argument is Kyren did his job. He's more of the jab for the offense. Jab, 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 punch, punch, punch. Get the defense tired. And then eventually, bring in Corum later in the game and try to hit some home runs. Try to hit some uppercuts on a tired boxer. On a play like this, it's 2nd and 6, 3:50 left in the second quarter. You're up 10-3. Try to get down the field and get some points on the board before halftime. Get out of your own end zone. And this is just missed blocks. There's nothing you can do here. I'm getting a lot of tweets from people saying, yeah, but Corum looked more explosive. It's like, yeah, but when there's a lane, what are you supposed to be explosive to when there's no rushing lane? Are you supposed to explode right into a open defender just wanting to receive you in the lane? Like this is my example right here, man. Like, what are we talking about? If you're missing what I'm saying, I'll draw it for you here. You get the motion. Didic, this is a poor rep by him. He's got a combo block with the center here. He's gonna work up to this linebacker. I mean, you just stop it right there. Alec Jackson holds his guy. Dotson's supposed to work up to this guy. Didic doesn't hold his block. He just kind of makes contact and lets him slide off. And in a 50 makes a tackle. Literally nothing you can do. With this angle, we'll probably see a little bit more with the sideline. We'll look at it again. Motion. Works up. And you got someone shooting the gap. And missed his guy too. Go back to end zone because I couldn't see. Yeah, so both guards missed their blocks. There's nothing you can do if you're Kyren in the situation. He's supposed to get 33. Watch 33 shoot the gap here on the backside. He actually is the one that makes the tackle. Or slows him down enough for people to make the tackle. Hate when I misspeak. Yeah, there's a lot of those plays in the first half, first 3 quarters. Got a lot of credit to the Titans defense. They have very fast linebackers. Okay, so we'll jump into the second half. We'll let you know, hey, second half, maybe things have changed. Defense is more tired. They should be able to, run the ball a little better, right? My argument is still the same. Titans defense played really well. They blew blockers off the line of scrimmage. Just on this play alone. This is 1st and 10, start of the third quarter. It's turned into a 1-yard rush when I'm going to argue if there's anyone in this backfield besides Kyren Williams, this is a 3-yard loss. Let me explain why. Where is the line of scrimmage here? At the 46, okay? So the 46-yard line. There is a line of scrimmage. Remember that, 46. When Kyren gets the ball, look how far back Coleman Shelton is blown off the line by his defender. Him and Davis Allen are, so we're at the 46, right? So line of scrimmage is right here. A little rough. I can't draw for shit. 46. I'll be generous, right? Kyren's having to evade contact 1, 2, 3, almost 4 yards in the backfield. Gets around that and then somehow still squeezes out 1 yard just to keep it not 2nd and 13. I will argue that 2nd and 9 is infinitely better than 2nd and 13 every day of the week. This is one of those plays where people are like, oh, he's running in the blockers. Oh, he's not, like, you're not watching at all. So yeah, motion and between Davis Allen and Coleman Shelton getting blown up. I would say poor technique on Davis Allen. I don't know. But when he comes across here, he's going to meet with this linebacker right here, or this edge rusher. He kind of puts his head down and goes for more of an impact block than locking in with him. So we'll see him come across. Boom. It doesn't get low enough. That guy gets a good push. And then I'm going to rewind a little bit. Watching Coleman Shelton just get steamrolled by Shy Tuttle. And then he's able to get upfield and at least get 1 yard and help your boy up. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, obviously there's more context. Does it set up a play action later, things like that. But an instance like this, I mean, what do you want the guy to do? Like, him being more explosive ain't gonna fix that. Moving along, third quarter, 12-24. This is his longest play so far in the game. It's a 7-yard run. In the first half, his longest rush was 5 yards. Looks like we're finally getting a little bit more push. There's some daylight. He's able to squeeze through, pick up 7. Let's look at the end zone cam and actually look at what went into this. One thing I noticed, and I didn't look at the splits like I said, I feel like the looks were better against the Titans defense when the Rams were in 11 personnel. 11, I broke down 12 for you. 11 personnel is 1 tight end and then 3 wide receivers. So boom, 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 1 running back. Here, off tackle, good block by Shelton. Dotson gets in the way enough. feel like I'm not seeing what this blocking is supposed to be. Good cutback lane. Oh yeah, man. See? When you just don't get blown off the line, Kyren can do some cool stuff. What they want to do here is they want to work. Jackson's going to kick out. Combo. Dida should just punch him. He shouldn't really help with this leverage here. He should just give a quick punch and then go up to this linebacker. Same with Dotson. Dotson should give a quick punch here to help Rob hook around to this guy, to block him, seal him in here. And then I remember if Davis Allen motions. No, Davis Allen doesn't. He's just hook block here. Boom, boom. And Kyren counters that linebacker really well. Motions, boom, cuts. And he's got some daylight right here. Again, I don't know what explosiveness does right here. He's barely sprinting, and the gap closes. They did a really good job closing rushing lanes. Like, you got 7 yards. I don't really know if anyone else is getting more yards, even if they are faster there. Just the whole closes up. It doesn't work that way where, oh, just because you run faster, there's more room. If they're already standing there, you're running into a wall. Running into a wall faster doesn't make it a better run play. It doesn't always work out that way. Okay, let's introduce Blake Corum. This is around that same time that I just showed you that 7-yard run from Kyren Williams. This is third quarter, 2:06 on the clock. 1st and 10, Blake Corum's at running back. This ends up being a 15-yard run for Corum. Push it out. Blocked well. He's not touched until 10 yards down the field. This is phenomenal blocking. Watch this back one more time. The motion. So how does this work? It's not, sometimes it's not just just because there's a different running back in, the play work better. Blocking has to succeed as well, but then also when there is a personnel change, like, hey, let's put in Corum, that changes the play calling. That changes, okay, we like the way Corum runs when we run this toss, when we run this outside zone, maybe something we haven't called earlier in the day. Now you've got something new, you got to change up, and you have a explosive running back, and you guys block better. Yeah, it's a perfect scenario. Like, the play worked. But somehow that's Kyren's fault. And I hate how I'm like just going to town defending Kyren, but yeah, man, hey, Lyman got to block better. He managed what he could. Jumping back to this, what do we got here? Duo. Oh, dude. Okay. This is the best rep by Dotson and Allen that I'm seeing. So what they want Corum to run off tackle here. Love these duo blocks, man. Who's working that first guy, though? Okay. So these two, Shelton and Dotson, are going to combo. Dotson is going to squeeze down to this linebacker to keep him out of the play. So he's gone. This is impressive as hell. Somehow, Rob has to get outside of this guy and block him to set up this lane for him, right? So how he does that, he's going to get help from Davis Allen. Davis Allen's going to pinch him down, and they're going to work together that way. And then Davis is going to leak to go get this guy. So he's going to block 2 guys on this play, one after the other. Let's watch Davis Allen. Boom. Boom. And then great block by Jordan Whittington, like, just phenomenal. If Tutu Atwell actually blocks and doesn't just throw a shoulder, Corum is scoring 6. And I will stand by that. Yeah, if he holds that block, he's running for 6 man. That's a little unfortunate. But my point still stands. It doesn't matter how good your running back is if you aren't blocking appropriately or you're out of position. You're not taking the right angles as an offensive lineman. Yeah, Kyren's left to evade a lot of mess in the back. All right, now let's follow that up. We are at the end of the third quarter, quarter three, and I'm going to leave this up to you. I'm not going to give my opinion because this one is, I'm kind of 50-50 on. But the problem is you're going to get Tutu Atwell in a motion here. His job is to block someone off the edge here. Whoever's going to try to come this way, his job is to block, and he misses them. Kyren is going to run up the middle, and he gets stopped for a 2-yard gain. I'll let you be the judge of this one. I will leave out my commentary. So we'll look at the end zone camera. No, I want you to decide. When stuff like this happens, is this an explosiveness issue? Is this a blocking issue? Is this a luck issue? Comes across. Follows his track. Got from behind. The only thing I have to say is I wonder how does it work with their responsibilities when it comes to their running back track? Because he can't just a track. Obviously, he has a line he's supposed to hit that mesh with Stafford. This is his track right here, and then he bounces it out. He can't just start running straight at where the hole opens up because Stafford is going back. He goes like that's how shit. This is not how football works. It's a straight drop. There's supposed to be some room here, but it opens up a little bit more wide. So he cuts the second he can, but he's already getting grabbed at the goal at the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, stuff like that keeps happening. I don't know what else I can say about that. All right, to counter the comments I'm gonna see on this, I'm not being biased. Here's a bad Kyren play. I think he made a mistake on this play. This ends up being a 1-yard loss. He's running off tackle to the right here. I think he makes a mistake trying to cut back. This angle, it looks like he thought there was a defender on the outside here, so about right here. I think he felt this guy was sealing the edge. So I think that's what caused him to cut back. But you do have Rob here that's about to block him. And you see the end zone angle. But overall, though, still good push by the Tennessee, defensive line. Here's the line of scrimmage right here. Like they're in the backfield, man. See if I can see the line of scrimmage. Here's the line of scrimmage right here. 2 yards behind line of scrimmage. He's having to make a decision. Like you get guys back here. It's a little messy. Let's look at the end zone cam because, like I said, I do think he probably should have bounced it outside there. For this. Yeah, right here is when he cuts. You can clearly see you've got 3 guys here. Rob is already arms extended, going for 33. That's a lineman on a safety. He should have bounced it out. At worst, go pick up a yard or 2 like you have been. But because he does that, slips on a turf, humid field, and been seeing guys slip all day. He slips. That's a poor play on Kyren right there. All right, and then this is one of the final ones we'll end on for Kyren. We're gonna get an off tackle. Very similar play to what we saw Corum run for a 15-yard gain earlier. You're gonna get a motion out, but blocking's not as good. Get the field monster that made him slip a little bit, so he didn't cut right away, and he only gets 3 yards on the play. And this is still a critical moment. Like you're only up 4. It's 20-16. There's 11 minutes left in the game. 1st and 10. Boogie gets beat, so he has to go outside. Sees it. All right, cool. Gonna cut. Slips a little bit. And this is something I mentioned while I was watching the game. I don't want to hear one person sit here and tell me, oh, that's just Kyren. Nah, man. All day, I saw Cam Ward slip up. I saw Stafford have a small slip on a drop back. I saw Puka, Devontae. Everyone. Super humid, super hot. The field was giving a little bit. Not as bad as the Super Bowl 2 years ago, but no, definitely guys were slipping, and it caused a bad play here too. I mean, it's 4th quarter. Maybe Kyren should have switched to some deeper cleats, but I mean, what are you going to do? You can't make guys block better, though. This is on Puka as well. Puka's got to make a better block. This is wide receiver on safety. Puka's better than this man because of his non-factor block here. This is exactly where it's supposed to go. This is daylight right here. Because you got a good block here, good block there. You seal that as Puka, and he's cutting upfield. He's one-on-one with the safety, but because it doesn't happen, when you have a rush run play that's unscheduled and bounces outside unscheduled, it's 50-50, man. Something good or something bad is going to happen, and here looks like something bad happened. Even though he got 3 yards, this is supposed to be, yeah. If Puka takes the inside and blocks, you got a rushing lane right here. Kyren is one-on-one with this guy. And if the block works out well and Kyren scores on that play, we're not hearing shit from fans saying, oh, Kyren's not good. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, man. The last Kyren play will end on. The score is now 33-19. There's 2.5 minutes left. 1st and 10. Rams hand it off. Good cutback. Ooh, little hop step there. 12-yard run for Kyren. We won't break this up as much. We'll just kind of run through it. 12 personnel. Love to see it. Got 7 in the box. Cutback lane. By this point, yeah, man, you got a tired defense. He makes a good cut. That's just good. Who makes the best block here? Seal. Holman doing his thing. Dotson working a guy behind him. Yeah, just across the board, good blocking. Good leap. Good first down. And then to not be that guy, I'm not even going to pause it. We'll just go straight. I want to look at Blake Corum's touchdown. Had a celebration for him. And we'll just run through his last 3 runs on the day. 9:02 minute mark, 7:38 minute mark, and then a 6:48 minute mark is all where his final plays come on. This is mid 4th quarter. So, again, I'm beating a dead horse, man. But maybe I'm being biased, but I want you to, as the viewer, to tell me if this blocking looks different than what Kyren was getting on many plays. Not touched until he gets second level. I'll go back to the sideline because I want you to watch. At one point, there's a great wall of Rams linemen here. Watch this. Right here. Look at this. Completely sheltering everything off. Kyren Corum was home free there. I give him that. He got some more juice on this play. I think he outruns this defender. I think the difference here is maybe Kyren gets caught here and it's a 5 to 8 yard rush rather than a 15. I will give it on that play. Because depends if Kyren is already running full speed or not. There's a chance he gets caught right there. So combination of Corum's speed on this run, absolutely. And just that was one of the best blocking run plays I've seen from the Rams on the day. And then last but not least, it's touchdown. I'm just gonna let it run. Enjoy it. The only note I have on this one, linebacker number 50. Yeah, watch 50 here. He meets Corum in the hole, and Corum works through it. That's great. That's a phenomenal, tough run by Corum. So I don't know, man. Hopefully I presented this in a way that was unbiased and fair to show what was going on with the run game. My defense of Kyren is not saying that Corum's not good. I love Blake Corum. But in this instance, this weird narrative of Kyren is not as good as Corum is really weird. And I hope it was presented that way. I showed you guys every quarter, every step of the way, what was going on, what's the context. There was one play that I'm going to admit I think Corum gets more yards than Kyren. It was that 15-yarder. But everything else seemed to be somewhat of a beneficiary of schematically. They were in better position. The blocking was better. And by the time the second half was moving along and the score was getting out of reach, Titans are getting tired. That's just me. Not saying one's better than the other or what the case is of like a competition, but just there's a rhyme or reason for them both. Let's enjoy them both. Hey, you made it to the end of the episode. I truly appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this film session. Like I've said multiple times in this video, drop some comments below. Give me some feedback, how you just enjoy it, something you didn't enjoy. It helps me curate these, like I said. And last but not least, if you did make it to the end and you're watching me right this second, drop a football emoji. Drop a football emoji down in those comments. Let me know. Let me know the real ones. I want to see who sees this. Anyways, love you guys. From First and Tuna, I will see you tomorrow with more content. Go Rams.